Planning settings. The planning settings can be accessed from the main planning menu. They're organised in tabs along the top row, and the first tab is called Scenarios. It's a powerful feature to be able to show a client what if something happens, and so it's important to be able to create new scenarios for your clients. If we click on plus, the new scenario name will be returned for us, but we can choose a name. Other settings can be specified, such as inflation, but initially the software will assume the same settings as the current position. If we wish to replicate a scenario, we can click on Copy, and if we wish to remove, we can click on the cross. Once it's added to the grid, it will appear in the top right hand corner and is ready to use. Another powerful feature of the software is the ability to create flexible dates or key dates. And then a key date can be used in the fact find item instead of a specific date, which allows us then to change an event key date very quickly. Questions like when can I afford to retire can then be answered there and then. To add a key date, we click on the plus, and then we can give our key date a name and a default date. It will then appear in the grid for us. If we want to remove a key date, we can do that, but if it's still in use in any items, the software will remind us to remove it before we can make the deletion. The next planning setting is statement headings. And here statement headings can be changed or added to in the net worth statement, the income statement, or the expenditure statement. In the net worth statement, headings are allocated as readily realisable where required, and then included in the cash flow. If we want to add a heading, we click on New. And a new title can have a chart colour selected as default. Headings can be changed in order. So this is moving up the statement. And if you decide, you can also remove statement headings by clicking on the cross. Income headings have to have a tax category allocated to it, and this will then specify how it's treated for tax purposes, assuming UK legislation for individuals. If different tax treatment is required, we can set up new tax packages. Once a heading is added, we can then go into items and reclassify them. Growth assumptions can also be specified as default for each item. This means that when new items are created, they will automatically have the default growth rate. We can show client items, change them, check them, and reset them to the default rates if required. Pension charges have to be specified for each of the pension items. And this is a global setting which also can be changed if required. Finally, if you use Prestwood Professional for your back office, you will have an additional chart in the net worth statement which uses asset classes and risk levels. Here we can specify asset classes for each item and also risk levels. So in summary, planning settings allow you to add or remove scenarios and change settings for them, add key dates, change statement headings for net worth, income and expenditure, reclassify items if required, change growth assumptions and specify pension charges. And finally, if you use Prestwood Professional, to specify asset classes and risk levels to each of the items.